Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Caffeine Queen Crafts. My name is Sarah. Sorry, I'm gonna yawn. It is about 8:30 in the evening when I am starting this, and I wanted to start this way earlier. My plan with this WIP and Chat was to start it once Holly went down. Like down, not like fighting it down, but down. I was gonna film my month in review after she fell asleep. But then she was just fighting it, but she was like, I really thought that she was done. And so I started filming my month in review, but then I got to the last clip. She's still making the occasional noise. I went in, I checked on her, I made it worse, and now we're back. This has been a common theme on my channel the last few weeks, and I really think we're going through a sleep regression, which I can't even talk about a sleep regression. I'm so tired. I would love to be asleep, but she's not asleep. She and I have different life goals, obviously. Anyway, I'm gonna keep my ears peeled for her. The only thing I can do is let her work it out. She's not upset. That's all that matters. She's not upset. She is safe. This is like a little pep talk I gotta give myself every night. But here we go. We're gonna get into this. So today we are working on Left in Ruins by Brian Dean Rollison. I have worked on this kit before. This is from Distracted by Diamonds, also known as Patty Wax. And it is gonna be my sister's Christmas gift. So I'm gonna take a sip of water. And we're gonna get into it. All right, so what are we doing? What are we using? I thought I would grab, this is a pen from Diamond Art Club. It's one of their traditional ones. It's not twist and pick. I bought an all-in-one placer off Amazon. A 4-placer also off Amazon, just to keep it simple. I'm just kind of feeling the purples. And I know it doesn't really quite match, but purple's my favorite color. And I'm just feeling the purples today. And you know what? My child is going through a sleep regression, so I get to do what makes me happy. All right, I have the Forever Young tray here in purple. To be fair, also, I normally pick a tray that contrasts against the drills. I don't like my tray to match my drills too much. I like my drills to pop against the tray. Okay, in my single placer, I am going to put, this is Easter Flowers from Pure Bliss Wax Company. It's a very light, kind of sweet floral smell. I believe she does not have this wax for sale anymore. It was Easter specific, but I will link her shop down below. I don't know why that child is clapping. Nobody else is happy about what you're doing right now. Nobody but you is happy about this, Holly. She was doing this the other day, and well, my aunt was over playing cards, and I just looked at my aunt and was like, I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm kind of starting to get to that point. I'm getting frustrated. All right. That's Easter Flowers. I'm really hoping also that when I say things like this, that nobody's out there judging me, and that maybe if there are also newer parents out there that you're like, man, same girl, and feeling a little seen. Now that we're done with that really random deep thought, the putty I'm going to use tonight is Diamond Painting Putty by Kat from Fresh Out the Wash. And this I bought from Diamond Art Studio UK. They are in the UK, and I really just love how clean this is. It smells like Tide detergent and baby powder. I just love this stuff. So I'm going to get some of that. Oof. little more in there. I kind of like my pen just slightly overfilled. All right. We are loaded up. And then the cover minder that I am using is Books and Coffee from Shire Shenanigans, which is laser printed on wood. I love these. They're very, very cute. All right. I'm going to peel the plastic. Don't start crying. Please don't start crying. I'm going to cut here and assess. I will be right back. Okay. I think we're good. Knock on wood. It rhymed. How funny. My mouth is dry. I'm weirdly nervous about she's gonna start up again. But we're gonna just get into it. All right, so we're doing this 4 symbol. I already started this square this morning. So I took a bit of a break from this kit to work on another project. I did my first Mondo Llama kit, which is the Target brand. And I'm gonna be posting, so let's see, Miso, come to your chair. All right, I gotta get everybody in this house settled. The cats, the baby, everybody's just gotta be settled. Anyway, so I did my first Mondo Llama kit. I did it as a start to finish, like kind of a diamond painting vlog, if you will. I enjoyed that. I had a good time. It was fun. So, yeah, let's see. I'm filming this on Monday. This is going to go up on Wednesday, and then my WIP and Chat will go up on Thursday. So then the video with the Mondo Llama coasters, the Christmas coasters, will go up on Saturday. If you're really impatient, they are in the month in review that's going up on Wednesday, but the more in-depth look at them, the start to finish, you're going to have to wait till the weekend on. But it was my first Mondo Llama kit, and I am glad that I tried that brand. I'm curious about their canvases and not their, like, coaster style projects, but we'll see about that. Anyway, I took a break from this kit to do that because I needed a break. Sometimes I just need a break. Like I hit a point when I'm working on a kit. Usually it's after I finish a significant chunk. I'm just like, you know what? I need a little time doing something else. And that's normally when I'll do a lot of pixels, or I'll pick up like a little snack diamond painting project. And now we're back at it. This is the first section that I will have done since taking that break. Again, my mouth is just really dry today. Probably because I'm on antibiotics right now because I got a root canal. But we'll get into that later. So, yeah. I got my month in review going up. I got this WIP and Chat. I almost decided to do no WIP and Chat this week and just post the month in review. But everybody on the Crafters Den Discord was like, no, do both. It'll be good. Do both. So, 3 videos this week, which is not going to be a regular thing. Because, like, I do not know when I'm going to find the time to edit them. Because I didn't finish filming the WIP and Chat until tonight. But I really did not feel like filming that WIP and Chat. I kind of had to force myself a little bit. Not WIP and Chat, the monthly review, sorry. I really just did not feel like filming it, which was silly. I think what it was is because I didn't have everything in hand, and I had filmed the clips out of order. So what happened is one of my best friends, not my best friend, but one of my very, very good friends. I almost said she, they wanted, The Spiral by Ivy Dollamore, which was the kit that I was working on for Drills and Chills. And I went ahead and I brought it to them because, like, what was I going to do? They already had a couple diamond paintings that I'd done, and they were getting them framed. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it to you now. And so I filmed my clip talking about The Spiral before. And sometimes when I can't do things the usual way that I do them, I develop a block. We've talked about this in the past, that I just am a creature of routine and habit, and when my routine is off, I hit a brick wall and I hit it hard. Fun fact, actually, that friend is not allowed to talk to me on Fridays because they're a special ed teacher in my school. No. Who I absolutely love to bits and I've worked with before, and they're very good at what they do. But one thing that they do to get kids kind of more like flexible and to get them like in a better place to think is they do something that they call F around Fridays, which is when they just walk through and they just destroy everyone's stuff, everyone's routines. Oh, this is the toy that you like to play with after you do XYZ activity. It's not available to you today. Whatever, just to get kids like kind of working on being more flexible and adaptable, which is not something you can tell my teachers never did anything like that for me, because I am not adaptable. And that is why that lovely human being that I adore is not allowed anywhere near me on Fridays, because I know sometimes I think it kills them when they watch me just absolutely faceplant over a change in schedule. And they're just like, Sarah, if you would let me do F around Fridays. No. Sorry, my camera decided to just stop recording. Anyway. That friend is just not allowed near me on Fridays, because I know that they would just get a huge kick out of messing up all my routines, all my stuff. And the answer is no. I'm an adult. I'm aware of this in myself. And I choose not to fix it, and that's okay. Anyway, that being said, Holly is off her sleep routine because we are going through a sleep regression. If you are not a parent, you can't see me, I'm shaking my head. If you're not a parent, or if you're a new parent and you're like, what's a sleep regression? First of all, good for you that you have time to watch, like, you have the wherewithal to watch content like this, because I know if I had turned on content like this when I was a new parent, I would have just fallen asleep so hard. Anyway. Sleep is not linear when it comes to babies. Everyone thinks that, like, newborns sleep terribly, which is true. They do. They sleep awfully. But then, like, as they grow and get bigger and don't need to be fed as often during the night, they start sleeping better, and that's just it. And that is not at all true. There's theories that state that sleep regression comes when your brain is going through some kind of development. So kids go through a lot of different, like, they're called wonder weeks. I read a book on it. I forget the title, the author of the book right now, but it's based on a bunch of research that as a baby's brain goes through a leap of growth and development, their sleep gets disrupted. And so they'll sleep really, really great for a long time. And then suddenly they're going through some kind of growth or change or whatever. And then fussy. Or they're teething. So fussy. Babies, sleep goes in stages. They don't learn to sleep and then they just sleep. They learn to sleep and then they got to relearn to sleep. And they got to learn to relearn to sleep again. And based off of how many WIP and Chats I have spent talking about sleep, I'm going to say we're in a sleep regression, which can last weeks, months, depends. I need to look up. I have not checked what stage she is in terms of development, unlike her Wonder Week, because she does have a Wonder Week calendar. It's based off of your baby's due date and how old their brain is, not when they were actually born. I have not checked where she's at, but I would put money down that she's in, they call it a fussy phase, which means that she's going through a leap in development. And that soon I'm going to see new skills. That's what that typically means. Now, it's worth noting I don't condone gambling, mostly because I'm bad at it and I'm always wrong. So 9 times out of 10, if I say I'm going to put money down on something, or I would put money on, it's safer to just bet the opposite of whatever I said. Which is maybe why I don't want to look it up, because I'm telling myself that she's acting this way because of a jump in her development. And if I'm wrong about that, then I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board, and I don't want to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, I don't need my friend to come mess with my routine. My baby does that for me. Did you build a routine? Yes. Oh, well, cool. My development. I have now gone through a developmental leap, and your routine now means nothing to me. I'm going to tell that to my friend the next time she comes around on a Friday and it's like, hey, Sarah, can I come into your room? I'm going to be like, I don't need you to do F around Friday with me. Holly does F around Friday with me every single day. She's lucky I love her. Whew. I saw a missed color. So I'm going to say that's 1 on our missed color counter, even though this is a color I did this morning, but we're going to count it anyway because I said so. I make the rules here, and what I say goes. All right. How I've been kind of doing this kit is there's some kit colors that I consider like the coloring colors, and then there's some colors that I consider the the fill colors. I just saw another color that I missed. Oh no, I didn't do that color yet. Never mind. I lied. I'm wrong. I didn't miss that color yet. I just haven't done it yet. Oh my God, there's 2 more. That's 2. That's 2. That's 2. What's the matter with me? Where'd it go? Oh, there they are. So anyway, if you're watching this and you know a new parent, maybe check in with them. And if their baby has suddenly just decided that sleep is overrated and not cool, let them know that that is normal to a certain degree. If they're really concerned, they can talk to their pediatrician about it. But babies' sleep is not linear. It's not linear. Oh. I feel like at this point, this is mostly not just a diamond painting channel. This is just a listen to Sarah talk about sleep in Little People channel. It's not good content, not good content at all. Let's talk about something else. So let's just keep going with the Holly updates. She's in a new tumbling class, and she loves it. You know, I moved the time so that I would be able to go to spin class again. So now we're going, not on Tuesdays anymore, but during the weekend, which the weekend class, I should have thought this through, is more crowded than the non-weekend classes, which, duh. Like, more people sign up on the weekend for the weekend classes. I kind of liked our Tuesday class, because our Tuesday class was early. It was at like 4. Which was nice, because most people who do 9 to 5s are not off at 4. So they, you know, the people that are there are the stay-at-home moms and the teachers, the people that work odd hours like I do. But we had a really good time. And we know a couple people. I recommended the class to a coworker, so her little one is now signed up. And it's nice. It's nice to mix things up. Change the routine. Another reason I don't need F around Friday. If they're watching this, they're going to be getting such a kick out of how defensive I'm being about F around Friday. All right. I'm not seeing any more of that K. So I'm going to put the K away. That also rhymed. I'm just rhyming all the time tonight. I'm putting K away. Okay. So, what else can I say? We just did 2 filler colors. So now it's time, not filler colors, lining colors, like the little shadowy detail colors. So now I guess it's time to do one of the more intense colors. And this P, it's just, the P symbol is looking at me funny. So I say we knock that one out. Anyway, oh my gosh. I'm talking about tumbling and sleep training and not talking about what we did on Halloween. So she was Cinderella for Halloween, which is one of her all-time favorite movies, and she was adorable. And then I was the fairy godmother for Halloween, and I was also adorable, although if she was not standing right next to me, people thought I was Little Bo Peep. But this was a really fun Halloween, you guys. Like, last year, she was just sort of there in a pumpkin contest. Not contest. Costume. I know words in English. I'm really good at that. She just was sort of there existing in her stroller in a pumpkin costume, while the rest of us walked around and got candy. And really, everyone just gave me candy. It was like, candy for the new mom, which was very sweet. But this year, she was able to walk up to, the houses. She got tired after like 2 or 3. And then wanted to kind of climb into her stroller, and I let her. Especially after she fell and skinned her knees. She was really, really not into it after that. But we would I'd walk her up in the stroller to the people. We live on a very small street where she's the only kid. So we don't get trick-or-treaters on our street. So we have to drive to my friend's neighborhood. We go trick-or-treating with my friend and her kids. And in that neighborhood, everybody just sits out in their driveway and has like a grill going or like a satellite TV hookup. So they're watching sports and handing out candy. It's like a big party. And all the adults kind of pop from house to house. It's a really nice vibe and setup. It's really quite fun. So we went over there, and she would walk up to people. I would push her stroller up after she was done toddling to the houses. I would push her stroller up to the, where the people were in the driveway, and she'd wave. She's not talking still. She definitely would not say trick or treat. But she'd wave and she'd clap because she was just kind of vibing. She picks up on the vibe that when things are happy, she's supposed to clap. So she just, when she's vibing and she thinks that we're all in a good mood, she'll just start clapping. And she made out pretty good. She got a lot of good stuff. Including her new favorite thing, Rice Krispie treats. Like, she's really into these Rice Krispie treats. She went into the trash can and pulled out Rice Krispie treats. The wrapper from the Rice Krispie treat she had the night before, walked up to me and handed it to me and just stared at me expectantly, like wanting me to open it. And I was like, there's nothing here. It's all done. You ate it. She started crying. She got really mad at me. So her new favorite thing is Rice Krispie treats, which I get it. That's not weird. That's a really valid option. So she's been doing good. She had a fun Halloween. We went to my cousin / uncle. My uncle and cousin always have this like Halloween tradition, like a party, but they didn't do it on the day. Like usually it's the weekend before, but for this year it was the Saturday after. So we met up with them for that on Saturday, and it was super fun. Lots of food and candy. She was just sort of done though at that point. Like, she'd been to tumbling class that morning and then trick-or-treating the night before. So she was really exhausted, and she would not nap that day. That's what it was. I couldn't find her pacifier. And my aunt, who normally hangs out with us on the weekends, was like, maybe today's the day we try without it. And we tried, and it was not the day. It was not the day. So she didn't nap. So between the being out late trick-or-treating the night before and not napping, she was really, really done. She was super done and over everything. So even though she was having a really good time, she just was so tired. She started crying, like just sort of face planted on the floor with like candy in her fist. I think it was a brownie she was holding, just face planted on the floor and started crying because she was so tired. And even though what I'm describing sounds probably really miserable to non-parents, if you are a parent, you're probably like, oh, I bet that was cute. And it was cute. Of course, obviously, I picked her up and I took her home and put her straight to bed, and she was out cold, just exhausted. But like, I don't know, I felt like it was just it was the first Halloween where she like had a personality. And I could see it. And she's going to be a people person, which is a problem because I am not a people person. I do also worry sometimes that she's going to be the kind of kid that drives me insane at school. Like, God help whoever has to educate that child, because she is too smart and cute. And so if her teacher is going to have to be on her, or she's going to get away with murder. So that was our Halloween, and it was a great Halloween. And now, oh, and then school Halloween was also very fun. It was a chill day. Like, I didn't see all the groups I usually see, and the groups I did see, we just did Halloween activities. Like, we did like our daily, review drill. And then we did like special Halloween reading related games, or I read a book to them. And for the most part, everyone had a good time. There was one kid in every group who decided to act a fool and wound up not being able to play, which is pretty standard on Halloween. Like, the kids are just overexcited. But the real funny thing was my math counterpart and I. So at every school, typically these days, there's a reading interventionist and a math interventionist. And even though we cannot take each other's places, really, 90% of our job is the same. But, that 10%, like, I cannot do math interventions. I don't understand it. And vice versa. He comes into my room and he looks around and he's like, This is very intense. Like, looks at my spelling rules and everything and whatever. But we have a good time. And we talked, and he was like, he also has small children. And he was like, I don't know about you, but I do not, like, my Halloween costume that I'm going to wear with the kids is not cute without the kids there. And I was like, same. And he's like, so I don't know what to do. I mean, and we were also, different departments were being like, do you guys want to join us in like our Halloween costume? Because we are technically our own department, but we're a very small department. And I was like, well, what if we just went as each other? He was like, seriously? And I was like, yeah, like, you just wear a cardigan and carry around a book. He carried around the reading teacher's book of lists all day. And I will wear a polo and khakis. And I'll ask everyone if they want to talk to me about math. And we'll just put on name tags. And that'll be it. He was like, love it. Very low effort, and people will think it's funny. And it was absolutely hysterical. All of the teachers thought it was a riot. They were like, oh my God, you guys are each other. The kids also thought it was really funny. And now, I haven't talked to him about it, but a little part of me is like, hey, what if we planned a thing where on April Fools, we actually switch places? Like, we just tell the kids we've been body swapped, and that I play games with your math kids educational games with your math kids all day, and you play educational games with my reading kids all day. Would they think that's funny? I would think that would be funny, but he might not go for it. Oh. Yeah. I should pitch that to him, see what he says. Because, I don't know, everyone got such a kick out of the Halloween thing. I think because it was novel and it was new and it was just funny. It was a joke. Everybody was in on it. Yeah. Nobody wanted to talk to me about math, though. It was the weirdest thing. All right, I need to pick a line color. I think I'm going to go with the percent sign. But overall, it was a pretty good Halloween. Other than Holly not napping that Saturday, we had a good time. Other updates. I did have to get a root canal, which I started filming the coaster project on the day that I got my root canal, but the worst part of my root canal was that I bit my lip afterwards somehow. And the root canal is now doing much better. It's mostly healed. I still have to take antibiotics, which I think is why I'm so thirsty. I get really thirsty when I'm on antibiotics. But my lip swelled up, and it's still swollen. Even though, like, the root canal itself isn't bothering me anymore, that still hurts. So, guys, listen. When your mouth is numb, don't eat anything. Be very, very careful. Oh, take that seriously. Learn from my mistakes. Please and thank you. Oh, I am yawning tonight. Another drink. Okay. Anything that I missed? Let me check. I don't script these out, but I do kind of gather my thoughts before I sit down. Oh yeah. So I've given some thought. The kit I was thinking about doing for Jingles and Drills, which is a diamond painting Christmas event hosted by Lindsay at Emeralds and Fairy Lights. What are you doing, child? I thought you were asleep. My God. It doesn't qualify because it's too small. I'm probably still going to do it, but I'm not going to submit it for the prize because I thought about it and I just don't have another big kit in me for the Christmas season this year. Maybe that'll be different next year, but I do not have it in me. I think that is it in terms of life. But is there anything else? I think I'm also, no, I'm not going to say it, because if I say it, it won't happen. I've been feeling more inspired lately to try to get some little projects done around the house, which is a weak point of mine. I can keep my classroom very organized, my bathroom, but like spaces that I share with other people, I get frustrated keeping those organized very easily. But I'm not gonna, I think I had an idea about that, but I'm not gonna say it. Because if I say it, I'm worried I'm gonna jinx it. So we're not gonna talk about that. All right, I think that is it for the percentage symbol. And now, what am I gonna do next? I think I'm gonna do this airplane symbol here. Because that is also looking at me funny. All right. I low-key cannot believe that it looks like I'm going to get through my filming. Because there was just a point where when I came home, I was like, I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I am just too exhausted. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm so sick of my own voice because, you know, I teach all day. But here we are. Kind of making our way through this. Oh, sorry. Making our way through this WIP and Chat. I am a little nervous about one thing. So I'm getting evaluated, which is a normal thing. When you're at a new school and you're not tenured, someone has to come and evaluate you twice a year. And my philosophy is very simple about that. And it's not a philosophy that a lot of people adopt, but I do not put on a dog and pony show when someone's coming to observe me. As far as I am concerned, anyone can walk into my room and come see me teach anytime, whenever they want. Because I believe that the instruction I am giving is quality instruction. And if it's not, please tell me, is kind of my attitude. So, hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. And I've had administrators that get that, and I've had administrators that don't get that. But my principal was in on Thursday, and I'm meeting with her tomorrow to talk about how it went. And I'm a little nervous, just because I'm nervous. I don't think we did a bad job. She came in, she watched. I was teaching kiddos how to read multisyllabic words. And they were having a good time. They were engaged. It was a pretty organized lesson. And it was pretty standard, I would say, for my room. Which, again, I think I give quality instruction, and if I don't, please tell me. Some administrators, though, do expect like a dog and pony show where it's like, well, you know, I'm coming in, so I would like to see the best of the best. And I was like, I don't get that, though, personally, because I'm like, well, don't you want to see, like, what every day is like? Because, you know, yeah, I could put on a dog and pony show for you, but I'm not going to be able to do that every single day. And so I feel like it's better for you to just see how I teach on a normal day. I don't know, maybe it's because, and I say this and it freaks people out, I was once in a teaching position where just the nature of it, because of the needs of the student and everything, and for safety reasons, there just was a camera in the room the whole time. So I was just kind of always on camera. And the way it wound up working is your supervisor would sometimes just tune into the camera randomly to see what was going on, or would just pick a random clip, and that would be what they would use for your observation. I kind kind of preferred it that way because then I wasn't stressed. It was just like, okay, come on in and here is what we are talking about. Like, I didn't have to do any kind of special prep or schedule anything. It just sort of happened naturally. Okay, so we just did the airplane symbol, and now we're going to do another fill color. My eye keeps coming back to this music note here. I'm going to go ahead and do that one. But like I said, I've had some administrators just be like, well, you didn't do anything special. It's like, do you want to see special? Because I don't feel like that's helpful for anyone. I want you to see me on a regular day and tell me how to improve with like a regular life kind of thing. I don't know. Other people feel differently about that. If there are any other teachers out there, tell me in the comments, what do you think? Because I know some people don't like getting feedback. I think that if it's delivered well, and if it's not done, I don't know, it's the gotcha-ness sometimes that bothers me. I don't like a gotcha vibe. I want it to be like, okay, I like this, and this. This is what you can work on, like constructive. Not piling on. I've been in meetings where both is done. I've worked with people who do one. I've worked with people who do the other. I know which one I prefer. I think it's also what most people prefer. That does not make me special in any way, shape, or form. Whew. Hopefully it went well. I think it went well. Oh my God, I missed one. I think that's 3. 3. We're going to go with 3. That's 3. That is 3, ladies and gentlemen. 3. Okay. And that was my fill color. Not a lot of it, I know. I like that pink, though. That's a cute pink. Whew. All right. Why don't we go ahead and get into content. Content. What is our content updates? So, in terms of content, like I said, we're doing 3 videos this week, which is wild to me. I don't know. Wild. Oh, girl, no. No, don't do this to me. I can't go in there again because last time I did, I made it worse. Part of me is kicking myself. I'm like, maybe she would be asleep by now if I hadn't done that. Anyway, 3 videos this week. Don't get used to that. Oh, look, there it is again. That's 4. I know, girl. I know, Holly, girl. That's right, mamas. Mama was doing so good with this miscolor thing. You were doing so good. Being asleep, I thought. And now here we are. Here we are. You guys heard that, though. She was, like, quiet for a long time. I really thought she was asleep. I'm frustrated now. Oh. Anyway. So, in terms of what I've been watching, not a lot of new stuff. I've been still watching The Arrow, still watching the Big Bang Universe shows. I'm trying to find, I have not started Georgie and Mindy's First Marriage. I keep meaning to, and then I keep getting distracted by something or other. There's another Miss Symbol. That's 5. We're at 5. But I'm kind of in a content sweet spot, I feel like, right now. I was watching some good YouTube commentary stuff today from Savannah Marie and CC Suarez. I will link those down below. I don't know. Some of that stuff is just wild. Some of it I will say is a little trickery. It talks about some current events and people having a lot of feels about it. We're not going to get into it here because I can't. I'm freaking out about it with everybody at work, and I can't freak out about it here. This is our safe space. We're going to stop even alluding to it now. There's another miscolor. Is that 7? No, it's 5. I can't count. Watch it actually be 6. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to scan for this arrow really carefully. Really carefully, I'm scanning for this arrow. For the sake of editing Sarah, we're scanning very carefully for this. Right there. Not the arrow. The percent sign that I literally just put away. Did I even put this color in my tray? What is going on? That's either 6, 7, or 8. Sorry, editing Sarah. Okay. I'm scanning. There's one. There's one. Scanning very carefully for this arrow. Very carefully for this arrow. P. There's 2 P's right there. That is either 7, 8, or 9. My goodness. This is what happens with me and confetti kits. I love confetti. We all know I love confetti. But can I diamond paint confetti? No. No, I cannot. Am I good at this? No. No, I am not. Welcome to my YouTube channel where we pretend I know how to diamond paint. I'm trying to get one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Arrow. We are on this arrow symbol. We're going to stick to it. Is there any more of this arrow? I am not seeing it. I'm going to put it away and I'm going to see it right away. That's the law. And we follow the law here on Caffeine Queen Crafts. All right, I'm not seeing it. I'm putting it away. It's always so stressful. It's a weird thing to be stressed about. All right, anyway. That's what I've been watching. I will link those down below. In terms of what I have been listening to, music-wise, I don't know. Today I was like, had some really not school-appropriate songs stuck in my head. So like, I'm like walking around humming S&M by Rihanna or Have Mercy by Chloe under my breath all day. And I'm like, you have to stop. You have to stop. You're going to start singing the lyrics if you're not paying attention, and you have to stop. Thank God I did not start humming the lyrics, singing the actual lyrics until I was like alone behind a closed door. Now I mentioned them and they're back in my head again. So obviously I need to start listening to more appropriate songs on my way to school, or just maybe songs in Spanish so that nobody notices how inappropriate they are. You'd be surprised actually, like how inappropriate some songs in Spanish are, even the ones that they play on the radio. I'm like, really? Really? Okay. But it's just me. Yeah. So that is what I have been listening to. And then I've also got my audiobook going, A Darkness More Than Night, which is in the Harry Bosch universe. I'm liking it so far. It's getting more into the... So if you don't know, Bosch is a LAPD detective. Forewarning if you decide to read these books. I enjoy them. 9. 8, 9, or 10. Right there. Airplane. I enjoy them, but They were written in the 90s, early 2000s, all the way up to the present. I think he's still releasing them. And there are elements of the older ones that have aged very poorly. Oh my God, more of that arrow. I scanned for it too. I swear, I think that they change colors. Like, you know, I'm hiding. They're hiding from me. And then they pop out as soon as the color's not in the tray anymore. No, there are elements of those books that have aged very poorly. Also, they're a huge commitment, because if you're going to read the whole universe, you're talking like a lot of books, like over 24 books. I listen to them on audiobook. But I'm doing A Darkness More Than Night, which talks about a character from a different book that Michael Connelly wrote, one that I really enjoyed. That character was from Bloodwork. It was really good. I liked it a lot. And then I am reading, so I'm listening to that, and I'm enjoying it. It's getting more into, anyway, I was talking about the LAPD detective, Harry Bosch. His full name is Hieronymus Bosch, after the painter, who has some really interesting works that I guess you could do for Summer with the Masters if you felt like being maybe too ambitious. I know Anthony over at Single and Placing has a kit with some of Bosch's work. He did the Gardens of Something and Delight. I forget the exact name, but he's got some really interesting work. So this time it's more about, they're getting into some of the history of the painter, which is fascinating to me. Like seeing how the author is incorporating the source material or inspiration for Harry Bosch in this universe. All right, I think that is it for the peace sign. I think that's it. I'm going to put it away. As soon as I put it away, I'm going to see it again, because again, that's the law, and we follow the law. But I'm going to put it away. And I think also this here is like trash that's like, you know, robot pieces that are sitting next to this girl. It's a very sci-fi piece of art, like very dystopian. Very dystopian vibes. But I think we're coming to the end of that. And of course, this trash here has been like the most confetti heavy portion of this. I'm pretty sure this kit is computer rendered, which is why it's so confetti heavy. Hand rendered kits tend to have more color blocking in them. But again, I do not mind confetti. So computer rendered kits don't scare me. Doing this musical symbol here, and then I think I'm going to let you guys go after I finish this symbol. So let's think if there are any other updates. I'm still working on year 3 of the Kingmakers, still enjoying it. I'm about 50 pages in now. It's slow going because when I'm reading it, usually Holly's in front of me in the living room watching Miss Rachel or Sing or Cinderella or something or other. She really loves it, those things. And I'm reading at the same time. And then she comes and she bugs me. And I have to put the book down. And then I sit back down and I read for a few pages. And then she comes and she bugs me. And by bugs me, I mean she wants me to climb up and snuggle with her and kiss her for 30 seconds. And then she wants to hop back down, which is fine. And I am not complaining about that at all. If that girl wants to snuggle and kiss, I will give her all the snuggling kisses. Since she became a toddler, she is too busy for snuggles and kisses. She used to live in the baby wrap, and now she's just busy, busy, busy. She's got places to go, things to do. I miss having her. I had a Moby, which is like a baby sling. And she just lived in that thing for pretty much, I would say, at least the first 8 to 9 months of her life. I miss that stage. I complained about it a lot, but now I miss it. Ugh. And I knew I was going to miss it while I was complaining about it. Because that's how that goes. Ooh. Anyway, so that's going to be slow going on the books. We are just slow going on the book front. When she was first born, I read like 70 books in 1 year. And everyone was like, how many do you think you're going to read next year? I was like, way less. Because, you know, she's more active now. When she was a newborn, like for the longest time, they recommend doing skin to skin, which I had to do for a long time because she wasn't gaining, like it was taking her a long time to get back up to her birth weight. Babies, when they're born, they weigh more and then they lose some weight as like the amniotic fluid leaves them or something. And they need, you know, to get back up to their birth weight. And she was taking a minute to get up to her birth weight. So, like, she was, we did a lot of skin to skin. And we'd be under a blanket, and she would just sleep like that for pretty much the first, really, I want to say month of her life, maybe 6 weeks of her life, because I kept doing it even after they told me I could stop. Just because it was so bonding and soothing for us. This is probably why she's attached to me so much. But now, but while we were doing that, you know, I couldn't like watch TV because she was sleeping, so I read. But we don't do that anymore, obviously. I can't even get her to snuggle with me for more than like a minute when she's, I don't even know. Like, the girl just has places to go. It seems like being a toddler, you're very busy. You have a ton of appointments with your blocks and your toy cars and such. You don't have time to snuggle with mommy like you used to. So I'm not reading as much as I did last year, and I think that's throwing me off because I read a lot last year. Not anymore, obviously, but what can you do? I should have diamond painted more when she was in that stage. The baby wrap stage. But, oh well. I read while she was in that stage. I cooked. I didn't clean so much. She did not find the sound of vacuum cleaner soothing. But, yeah. Baby wraps. Big proponent. Highly recommend them. Oh, you poor people. You come in and you tune into these WIP and Chats and I blither at you about sleep schedules and having a tiny human because that is still obviously a big part of my identity. You get an inside look at the life of a teacher. And then I get weirdly deep about things sometimes. I don't know sometimes why any of you watch me, but on that note, if you're still here and you somehow made it to the end of this very weird video, why don't you leave me? What do I want? Why don't you leave me? Why don't you leave me a music note since that was the last symbol that I did? And I will leave it here for tonight. I hope that your caffeine is hitting just right and that your crafting is going super well. And I will see you next time. Bye.